Hey, shout out to Lefty. I saw him just the other day, and every time I see him, he always is talking shit to people. So
Hey, Lefty.
yeah, shout out to Lefty, the producer. Lefty's actually worked on some stuff with some people. He's done some stuff with a whole bunch of people, and he's won awards and he's one of Chicago's finest producers. So shouts out to Lefty, the producer. That's his name. Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Lefty.
Fun fact of the day. Welcome to episode 61 of Trey and Alexx. I'm Trey the Chocolate Jock.
I'm Alex Dupree.
And this is how we give it to you every Wednesday. Right here on all social media, Facebook. We also on YouTube and just Facebook and YouTube. Yeah. And the episode will be on our website, Trey and Alexx. That's treyandalexx.com a little later on this evening. So, yeah. There it is. Don't forget to search us where you listen to all of your podcasts. I don't know if it's Apple Music. I don't know if it's Spotify. I don't know. Apple Podcasts. And what was the other one?
Those are the two we're supposed to for real be on. And then
Yeah.
Pocket Cast, like all the other ones are like little mamby-pambies. Not to be, if that's your service of choice, not to be demeaning, but I'm just saying the biggies are Apple and Spotify.
So follow us there. And again, our website is treyandalexx.com. There it is right there, treyandalexx.com. You can check out past shows and find out about both of us and all of that. So again, treyandalexx.com. We're on a little early tonight. We were trying to figure out times and stuff, but we are usually on 10:30 Central, but we're on earlier. So it's 9:30 Central. So yeah.
Just worked out.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Episode 61. I'm not going to bring up what I always bring up when I talk about numbers of episodes, but here we are, episode 61.
Feels good.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so what's been up with you? Tell me, we were on last week, right?
Yes.
Because it was
yes. You want to know how I remember?
The debate, right?
Well, I mean, that would be a good way to remember, but it's because we was talking about Arnold Jackson.
Yes. A few people told me that you were a little cold on Arnold, but hey, it is what it is. It was funny. They said it was funny.
What? Looking back, it did seem a bit harsh, but all I thought I was doing was like stating the facts. I really thought I was being
old and he's short because he looks old, and then women aren't attracted to him, and then he can't get any coochie, and then his money's being ran out by his family, his mom. Like you were going in on him.
This was my journalistic duty to make sure I did not miss any facts.
Right.
All facts.
Yeah. So, all right. Past 7 days has been like you're trying to come back to Chicago. How's that working?
I got to visit. I got to do a visit. It's a working trip.
Okay.
Will not be all pleasure. There's a couple of things that will go on. I got some businesses I got to take care of. They got to dibble and dabble and make sure hit all the spots.
Okay.
And in addition, we're going to try to squeeze in a quick trip to Wisconsin because we may be moving there.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
What part of Wisconsin? Milwaukee, where the cheeseheads are?
Might go to Milwaukee, might go to Madison. Those are the two that we're looking at right now. Lovely little places of the state. Just, we're super far from our parents right now. Not that we need to cuddle up under them or anything, but I mean, things are going to happen. None of them are going to be the next Methuselah. So my dad's 85. Our mothers are 77.
Both you and
wait a minute. That's not true. His mama made 78. And on Monday, my mama will be 78.
Well, I'll be damned. Look at that.
Yeah. They know young spring chickens, but yeah, Benny Will's 85.
Now, are these very youthful 85s and 78s?
Oh, yeah. You better make an appointment to keep up with Benny Will. He is out there in them streets.
My man at 85.
I be trying to call and like, he busy. He's got to get back to me. Yeah.
Right.
My dad, I will tell you one thing. My dad has lived an idyllic retirement. Since he retired, he has done all the things he wanted to do. And he is Yeah, I said he should have found some little old folks home and like
Now, does he?
pastors.
Wait, he's got the girlfriend, right?
I don't think my dad technically
Okay, okay,
has a girlfriend.
okay, got it. Okay,
um,
'Cause I didn't want to
he
blow up his spot. 85
no,
years old. He had 2 or 3 girlfriends.
I he could. I've never known. I don't know. There are times I call the house and
You heard
somebody's
some?
on.
He was saying something like, "That's my Michelle" or something like that.
No, no,
Oh,
like
okay,
someone's
all
on
right.
the other line and there's a name. I mean, like, I don't know. There's just times that I come over and he's like, so and so want to say hi. And I'm like, hey, so and so.
That wasn't the last so and so from the last so and so, was it? Okay, hey, at that age, I ain't asking no questions. I'm gonna let you do what you do, how you do it, because I know you know how to do it the best.
Here's
And
the
you
thing. My dad knows some of everybody. That has always been the issue. My dad was a Chicago public school teacher for 35 years, and he had three
Westinghouse,
gener
all 35 years, Westinghouse.
Westinghouse and Crane.
Okay,
So he did Crane
the
as
West
well. So
Side of the West Side
the
School.
west side of the west side.
They don't get
And
no West
he
Side than Crane.
graduated from Crane. So he went to Crane as a student and then taught at Westinghouse, went over to Crane, went back to Westinghouse. So he wound up teaching like generations. He had people, they kids, and then their
And their grandkids.
grandkids.
Yeah,
And so he knows the entire of the west side and the south side and so on. So I mean, to the point that growing up, my dad would be like, "Oh, and I know so and so and this person and whatever," and we'd be like, "Whatever, daddy, like whatever." And then we be in the area and they'd be like, "Mr. Johnson." And yeah, my dad has lived several lives. His military
good for
career,
him. Good for him.
he is he's friends with the Kennedy family. Um,
Wait, the Kennedy family?
the Kennedy family.
Okay.
And I've
How
met
did wait?
them.
I gotta ask. Like you bring it up. How does he know the Kennedys?
He originally knew the Kennedys from a priest in the neighborhood that my
Okay.
dad was playing like baseball and broke the window out of the church. And then the priest yelling at him, and anyway, forge a relationship. Like, let's help this young black male not be a hoodlum. And that priest
Nah.
was a Kennedy, and my dad was even at Dr. King's funeral, standing next to Bobby Kennedy's bodyguard, that close. Like he has
Really?
my daddy wrote a whole book about being at Dr. King's funeral. We were at
Wow.
Coretta's funeral, but yeah, he's my daddy's pretty damn connected, to the point that I'm not killing this man off right now, but to the point that I do have some level of anxiety of not doing the funeral with the proper amount of pomp and circumstance, because he knows so many people. At his retirement, we had the mayor, we had like
Mm.
I had to invite like all of these politicians and dignitaries and all of these people.
Dope.
If they weren't there, they sent like two people on their behalf. And yeah, my dad is what's up.
Dope. You
Yeah,
got an
Mr. Johnson.
85-year-old dad, 78-year-old mom. Unfortunately, my mom and dad are gone. However,
Sorry.
I do have Uncle Lewis. Now, let me tell
Oh,
you about
okay.
Uncle Lewis. Uncle
Okay.
Lewis is my father's oldest brother.
Okay.
In the 70s and 80s, Uncle Lewis was a pimp.
Okay.
A real live pimp, like a pimp. Like we would see him go out. Think of, I don't know if you remember the movie I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, where
Of
Antonio
course.
Vargas's character had the big giant head and then he's walking on the goldfish. That's my uncle. Like seriously,
Nice.
that's my uncle. He's now in his early 80s, and I really think that man is still out here pimping. Or no, I take that back. I take that back. He's not pimping, but I'm sure he's I wouldn't call him a Benny Will, but I'm sure he's got a few women in his 80s, you know?
Yeah.
And
Why
and when
wouldn't you?
and when I tell you he like lived the life of a pimp, like from the beginning to the end, like I would see this cat like in the dining room polishing his nails with the clear
The clear, yeah.
the clear polish, and like you know, he would always have his clothes, getting it from the cleaners, and it was a thing. Once he got his check every month, you didn't see him that weekend because he was
Uncle Lewis.
Uncle Lou, Pretty
I
Lou is
gotta
what
meet
they call him.
Uncle. That's Pretty Lou. Okay, I
Pretty
gotta
Lou is
meet.
what they call him. And I
Yeah.
last saw him, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, over my cousin's house, and Uncle Lewis had a beaver coat. It was a coat made of beaver fur,
Okay.
you
Okay,
know.
Uncle Lewis. Pretty Lou.
So yeah, Pretty Lou ain't no joke. He ain't gonna BS you at all. You know what I'm
We should
saying?
put our two have a joint family reunion. Oh
Yeah,
man, how that
that
would be. The
that's on my dad.
stories.
Yeah, that's on my dad's side. You know, my dad's side, man, and everybody's dead, so I can talk about them. Man, we had like, like I said, my uncle was a pimp. Two of my uncles was like elite vice lords from back in the day, like had rank. You know what I'm saying? Like two of them went to
Yeah.
jail. Of course, you have your your family crackhead. You got
Oh,
a
yeah, of
few of
course.
them.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My mother's
Where
side.
so well,
Go ahead.
but before we go to mama, where were they from? Were they all born in Chicago or did they come up
Uh,
from the South?
West side.
But they, okay, so my daddy and his family, the
Oh,
sibling, they came from Mississippi, Greenwood, Mississippi. They
so
came up.
my father was born in Haiti, Missouri. And I think his brother was born there too. Pretty Lou is who
Okay.
I'm talking about,
Okay.
Haiti, Missouri. But my grandmother had 7 kids. So I would imagine like the last maybe 3 were born in Chicago.
Okay.
But this
Yeah.
was a nigga house. So like a big house where everybody was grown living in the damn house. It was like a
Oh, okay.
8-room house. And everybody had, I mean, you 40 in the damn house going downstairs eating supper with everybody. So
Yeah, that happens. It happens. Hey,
yes,
it
it definitely
happens.
did. But
Yeah.
coming up around stuff like that, that's like, okay, that motivates me to like, man, as soon as I get 18, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I'm getting my own, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So certain
Because you
things
see what you don't want to do. You see that.
absolutely,
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Mhm.
absolutely,
For sure.
absolutely.
For sure.
Nothing has been going on too much with me. I told you I started a radio gig
Yeah. Yeah.
about 3 weeks ago. That's been pretty cool.
Nice.
Um, I've been more engulfed in the damn hip hop music more because I was doing it in Texas, but last year I was in Florida where I was playing like grown folks music, so I got to
Yeah.
get reacclimated to who Boss Man D-Lo is, and I hear Glorilla 3 times an hour and Lotto every other
I
song
know.
and Sexy Red, and so it's not even an adjustment because I was a program director and I was playing this type of music. It's just the fact of you know listening to it again because I could tolerate it. It's not like I'm the
I was
old
gonna
fat.
ask you that.
Yeah, it's not
Tell me
bad.
the difference. Tell me the difference from we can do it in 10-year increments. What's
Okay.
happening from these years? So let's say 10 years ago, and then we'll go back to him from there. So let's go
The,
2024 compared to 2014.
Lots of women on the air. You mean in terms of the music? What are you saying? It's
Yeah,
in
I wanted, yeah, the who it is, who's hot, what's their
yeah.
style, what are they
Um,
talking about?
so
Are
I
they
would say like
raunchy?
yeah. So like the number one, well, I would say like the top artists today are, you got Sexy Red, you got Glorilla. Um, I'm trying to think of who else. Boss Man D-Lo. He's a cat from I want to say Pensacola, Florida. Um, those 3, and then it just opens up because Lotto is like killing it these days. You know who Lotto is?
I
No.
do know. I remember Lotto was on one of those reality shows, and she was
There
mulatto,
you
Miss
go. She was
Mulatto back
mulatto.
then.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then dropped all that. Yeah.
She's pretty good. Like I like her a lot. She's pretty good, and she's on a lot of she's one of the top female lyricists out today. And then there's a lot of Chicago artists, to get acclimated to because they
Mhm.
change like every 6 months. It's somebody else that's hot. So and then you go back 10 years ago, you still got people like Drake who are still around, you
Okay.
still got
Yeah.
Nicki who's still around. Um Kendrick was around in 2014. So, Kendrick, that damn They Not Like Us, that shit
Oh,
plays like every
yeah.
God, I'm tired of hearing the damn song. Uh, so a lot of the bigger names that were around 10 years ago are still around. Like I said, Drake,
Okay.
Kendrick still around. Nicki's still kind of relevant. She's on tour now, you know.
What's the
Um
quality of the music? I mean, because remember there was a time it was a lot of mumbling. Remember the
oh,
time that
that's
we still
routine.
mumble?
That's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is.
It
It is
is.
what it is. When we were in high school, we had our hip hop, we had our Lil Kim, we had our Tupac, and they were saying what they were saying, and people who were older than us were like, "What are y'all listening to? What is this crap? It has no substance. It'll never be around in 20 years."
Yeah, they were. They were hating on it. But I feel like I didn't have to open the liner notes or whatever or go on Google lyrics
It
to
ain't for
find out
us.
what they were saying. I felt like I could understand what they were
Yeah.
saying.
But that's
There was a little more enunciation.
the music ain't being played for us.
It
They're
ain't.
not being made for us, people in their late 30s and their 40s. It's not for us. Just
It's
like
not.
when our music was when we were in high school, the music was for us. It wasn't for people in their 30s or 40s. So it's the same thing.
Good point.
We
Good point.
we just the uncles and aunts and aunties now. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. You
We
see the
listen.
white hair? I'm silver. I'm silver vixen over here.
This is the non-haircut week, but y'all see the grays. Y'all see the grays.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the difference. It's the same. The good thing about hip hop these days is, you know, you can still like be relevant in hip hop at like 50 or 60. Look at
Mhm.
like LL. LL
Mhm.
Cool J just came out with an album. I don't know how many 20-year-olds are gonna listen to a LL album or 30-year-old.
Sure. Sure.
But it's it has opened up so much to where like you got 40, 50-year-olds still jamming with what 20-year-olds can listen to. You know what I'm saying? You still
Yeah.
got older, younger, hipper people now, and
Mhm.
it wasn't like um
They're
shouts
still
out to Jeff.
relevant. They're still
Yeah,
relevant in the culture. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
look what the
yeah,
hell Snoop just did.
yeah, and they're still making
Snoop
music.
was the Olympics. Like, you
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean? And
Oh,
then
you talking about hip hop in general. You got a
yeah,
hip
yeah.
hopper that's about to be the headliner at for the halftime show at the Super Bowl. So
Right?
that's major.
That is.
That's major.
That is.
Major. Major. So yeah. Check us out, treyandalexx.com. That's our website. You can stay in tune with us and find out what's going on. So I was gonna put this up earlier. Might as well just go ahead and do it now, man. We lost Tito Jackson.
Oh, Tito.
Tito's gone. No more Tito. You
Oh,
know,
Tito.
and I hear people talk about this. I actually saw something, a clip of somebody said something about Tito. If he wouldn't have picked up that guitar or stole Joseph's guitar, who knows what would have happened?
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't have known that those four little boys can sing and that little one can twirl and dance and was gonna become the biggest entertainer of all time. And it was all because of Tito. It was
Yeah.
because of Tito, you
Yeah.
know? So R.I.P. to Tito. Tito wasn't really a vocalist. If you would listen to like the
No,
Jackson 5 songs
was
or
not.
whatever, he would give you a note every now and then if you asked him. But just like Jermaine, we'd get up there, she's moving, grooving,
Now, don't
dancing
tell
to the
Jermaine that because Jermaine
music
thought he
right
was a
now.
singer.
Yeah, he did. He did. They would give
Yeah.
Jermaine a line every now and then. It would be Michael, but Jermaine would get a line every now and then. What?
I believe Jermaine put out some albums.
He did. Don't take
Y-
it
Yeah,
personal. Take
Jermaine
the
thought he could.
bitter with the
He
sweet.
was a legit artiste, you know?
And
Yeah.
then remember they had that beef amongst each other. Jermaine and Michael were beefing for a big time, for a long period of time. So yeah, man, RIP to Tito. We lost Joe a few years back. Was Tito's not the oldest, right? Is it one of
That's
those?
Jackie, I thought.
Jackie. What the hell is Jackie? What is he doing with himself these days?
I don't know. Jackie was always trying to stay out of it.
Was he? Because like
From my
whatever happened with
viewpoint.
Victoria? I know Victoria was doing like reality shows and she posed in Playboy. I remember that
Oh, I
issue
don't know
too.
about Victoria. Latoya.
Victoria,
Who the
Latoya.
hell is Victoria?
Isn't it a Victoria Jackson? Don't
No,
they
that's
have a big?
Latoya. No, no.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
mean, I was going with you for a minute, but I thought that was somebody's child. No,
Oh,
Latoya.
okay.
Latoya, the one where she posed in Playboy with the snake. Then she had a snake,
I
like the
think
little
so.
the python or
I think
something.
so. I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
Victoria, Janet, Reby, whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
the rumor was that Janet was Reeby's daughter,
Oh,
and that
Janet was Reby's daughter.
Catherine raised her. Said we gonna keep her and raised her as her own. That was always the rumor.
I never heard that shit until just now. You
Really?
never heard that.
Yeah. So like whatever that age difference is between Janet and Ruby. So that was the rumor. Ruby got pregnant. Ruby had Janet. Catherine took the baby and raised
So,
it as a sibling.
so let me get this straight. Reby allegedly had Janet is allegedly Reby's daughter,
Yeah.
and Janet had a daughter. Um,
She has a son.
Janet had a son.
This wait. Pause. Okay, you finished. You talking about the daughter that she supposedly had with El DeBarge? Or whatever, not L,
James.
James DeBarge.
Yeah,
That
but yes. So you're telling me that Janet is Reby's daughter, and then Janet
that's
had a
the
daughter.
rumor. The rumor. I'm not saying she's Ruby's daughter. I'm saying that is what the swirls and the whispers were for years upon years upon years.
Okay.
Just like there
Right.
was the rumor about having the baby with James, and we don't know anything about that. That
Right.
child hasn't surfaced.
Right. Right.
Yeah. You know how people get to talking.
Yeah. Yeah. I never heard that though. That's something new.
Mhm,
You learn something every day.
mhm.
All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Of course, we're going to cover this man here. All right.
Oh my
This guy
Jesus.
here. Diddy. So you got the timeline, right, Alex?
I do have the timeline.
So what
Jeez,
we're
I
gonna
gotta
do is
bring it
just
back up.
go down a timeline of stuff that has happened to Diddy since what is it, November of last year when Cassie filed the lawsuit?
November 16th. So it's been just 2 days more than 10 months.
Okay, damn. My God. And it's just been coming on and coming on
Yeah,
and
it's
coming
been
on.
a busy 10 months, man.
Okay, let's start from the beginning, from the first what do you want to call it? The I wouldn't call it the first yeah, I would call it the first accusation.
Well, in this series,
Okay,
this was the first. It was a little bit more than an accusation because she filed a legal complaint. So a legal complaint is basically of the lawsuit, like filing the documentation. So
right.
she did that. And in that, she alleged years of sexual abuse, harassment, uh, rape,
Wait,
all
I'm
of
confused.
the things.
So this is what you're talking about is what was so it wasn't a lawsuit she filed yet. It was the what? Help me out here.
I mean, it is a lawsuit, but it's
Okay,
called the papers that you file in court. It's called the complaint. You're saying what you are complaining about, what the issue is, and at the end of that, you say what you uh want for that.
got it.
What type of retribution or whatever that you are seeking. But that document, when you file in a court, that is legally called a complaint.
So when that happened, that's when he should have called her, or his lawyer should have contacted her lawyer and said, "Look, okay, how much y'all want? Let's chill." Because as soon as this hit public, these documents you're talking about, as soon as it hit like public, like for the public to see, that killed his career right there, right then and there.
Now he tried to squash it one day after it was filed. The very next day, because you are notified immediately when this happens, it was settled out of court. We still don't know how much money he paid Cassie.
No, so to my understanding, at first she had came with the accusation. She had, and he had denied it, right? Wasn't it something like that? She put it out and he had denied it. And then I guess maybe I could be wrong. It has been 10 months.
I'm talking, it has been 10 months, yes, but I'm talking about when everything got official. These are all the official things that had that happened in 10 months. I'm sure something was said, and there were lots of swirls. And then you remember you were seeing Aubrey from Danity Kane saying stuff. So there were a lot of swirls, and there were a lot of conversations, and there were a lot of people trying to um, comment on accusations and rumors that were going around. But when it got real was when she filed some court papers.
That's what I'm saying. When all of this information about the freak offs and all of this stuff and how he attacked her in the hotel hallway, how that was in that once that got public, that's what killed it. That's when,
Yeah, it
like,
was immediate. It was
yeah,
immediate.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he
So
did settle it the next day. I'm telling you, out of this one, that was settled one day. He did not wait.
before she even went into the first actions of filing this,
He should
they
have.
should have stopped it right there because
Absolutely.
like I said, if once it got out, that's what killed his reputation right there. So the damage was already done. Now you got to pay some. So now you're taking two L's. Now you got to pay her the money, and now your reputation is already messed up when you could have just paid her the money, and that would have been done.
I think if you're in a relationship like that and you have power and control for so long, you
Hmm.
still are operating in that mindset that you still do have some greater level of power, some greater level of control. And from what I understand, Diddy did not believe there was proof against him. Like during this time that he had it sewed up enough that no one was going to be able to come forth with any really damning evidence.
Hmm.
And then we saw the video
Mm.
and we
Horrible.
found out that somebody had been holding that information, that video had been holding on to that and did get got access to that when he actually thought he had everything wiped. At what point had that he had his people take possession of it, wipe it clean, that again, that he had covered his tracks enough that there was not going to be any damning evidence that was going to come forth.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. First lawsuit filed from Cassie, and then he settled it.
Yep.
Next.
Week later, uh, just under the wire before the cutoff date for filing under the Adult Survivors Act, because that is what her case was filed under, Cassie. He was hit with two more lawsuits. Count them two. So one person, this Joy Dickerson Neal, accused him of misconduct in the 1990s after the two went on a date when she was 19. And she accused him of drugging and raping her while she's a teenager, now 19. You good to go, sister. But okay. I understand. He was grown and he was 19. And videotaped the attack. And then this one's an anonymous lawsuit, alleged that Diddy is accused, along with singer Aaron Hall. Now we dragging Aaron Hall into this.
No, Aaron Hall is a motherfucker. Aaron Hall,
Well,
like, listen, watch his interviews.
yeah,
Yo, everything they
yeah,
said Aaron Hall did, that motherfucker did it.
yeah. Well, these two are together
Yo,
wrapped up in this next one that they was operating together, and they sexually assaulted some chick and then beat her days later. Why are you coming back to me days later beating me? I mean, don't beat me at all. I mean, but why we got to have multiple days of this
yeah.
behavior? We just can't get it all in the same day. Like,
Mm.
but anyway, so whatever this was, that's what came like a week later. Two more piled on, and it was like, ah, damn. He thought he shut the first one down.
Yeah.
And he denied, and he said, we're going to fight these allegations in my family, this attack against my family, and blah, 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 blah. And then the other two, and it was like, yeah, homie, did you not learn anything from Bill Cosby? Once the first one comes, here they come.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, do they really feel like they are invincible? Like nothing
Yes!
will happen. I'm like, because I would imagine in that sense, okay, you did it once. Oh, I just got away with this. Let me see if I can do this twice. Let's do it. I can do it again. Yo, I can
Mhm,
fly
mhm.
people in to do this from other countries. I can make this a thing. And then I
Yeah,
guess it just kept going over years and it just grew. And because I'm like, racketeering, damn.
yeah. I mean, but as we are hearing more and more of these cases, this is not a singular
Right,
occurrence. I mean, we
right,
got
right.
Diddy, we got Weinstein, we got
Yeah,
R. Kelly is a
yeah,
that is a whole nother Jenny Jones show. But
yeah,
we got R. Kelly, and I mean, just yeah,
man.
all of it. I mean, all of it. Just
Yeah.
it's not a singular thing. You know, at some point that was the thing to do. And I don't know if you got together with your group of um deviants and y'all bragged about what y'all were doing and y'all were exchanging stories. I don't
Right,
know,
right.
but it doesn't seem like there was a shortage of them.
Where's Farnsworth Bentley is the question that everybody's asking. Here's what I think happened. I'll answer that question. Diddy paid his ass off and he's shutting up and he's begun a new life and nobody called him or talked to him.
Where is he? Let's Google him.
I follow him on Instagram. I
Oh,
think he's
he
married.
shows his face?
I think he's like married, like, he's got a whole thing going, with like a whole life going. And here's what I think. I think he got some money from them. Here it is. He's Fonz Bentley on Instagram. The last time he posted was, oh, he doesn't post a lot. April 10th. Last time he posted was April 10th. But yeah, he
I know
yeah.
he's seen some stuff. I know he's got stuff to say.
Oh, he was probably like the main uh freak offer during the freak offs. But I'm pretty sure Diddy gave him some money and he's sworn to secrecy, and you'll probably never hear anything from Farnsworth Bentley.
Who's
Because,
giving
like,
all of them money, man?
yeah, he ain't been on radio. I ain't seen a YouTube video. He ain't posted on the gram in 6 months almost.
Let that money run out though. Let all them Diddy assets get seized and what do you call them? Frozen and no access. And man, let them checks stop coming. Something that's when people start talking.
And then it happened earlier this year where the feds, what,
Mm.
got both of his houses, right? Got into both of his houses.
Yeah, I remember the raid. Now that
Yeah.
happened. When was that? There were some things that happened
That was
before
back
that.
in May. That was back
Let
in
me
May.
okay, so the things happened before May in this timeline, but let's go, let's fast forward.
Because
Let's
we
fast
can't, of
forward.
course, go through every single accusation,
We can't go
because
through
it's a
every
lot.
single one. Absolutely not. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah,
whole lot. It's a whole lot.
But look, so let me fast forward up to May. Let me get to wait.
Did I miss something?
Look, before we do to this one, because like we can't do every single one, but do you remember the one that implicated Christian?
His son.
His son
Right.
implicated him in a sexual assault that allegedly involved a staff member on a yacht that Diddy had chartered. And he was accused of facilitating the environment
Now, is
that allowed for
Christian,
that assault.
okay, Christian isn't a rapper, right? Because the rapper's name is King Combs, his son. His son is out named King Combs. But is that him or is it another one of them? Like, I don't, I'm gonna have to do some research
Christian,
on that.
I don't know if they're the same, but Christian is not the Albie Sure boy.
That's the Al B. Sure
Justin?
boy is the Al B. Sure boy. Like he's
Is it
Quincy,
Justin? Johnson.
Quincy, Quincy,
Quincy. Quincy?
Quincy. He was named after
Who's
Quincy Jones.
Justin? Who's Justin? Okay. Well,
Justin is King Combs. Okay, I got it.
okay, that's who Justin is. Okay.
No,
So
no, King Combs is Justin. Right. Let's see who the
right.
hell Christian is. Let's see,
So
Christian
Christian
Combs.
is another one, but he's
Wait,
looking
they're
a
the same
little.
person. Hold on. Are they? They the
He got
same
too many
person?
damn kids, is what it is. He got too many.
Justin
I don't
Combs
know
and
these.
Chris. I don't know, man. I don't know.
And is this one from Kim Porter? Who's this?
Hey,
Or is this the
I don't know.
Misha Hilton,
Christian,
Misha,
Christian is
Misa?
Christian ain't king. Or it okay, he is king. Christian is king. King Combs. Christian.
Christian is king.
Yes. So I guess the little nigga's rap name is King and his government name is Christian. Go
Did I
ahead and confuse me, Diddy. Go ahead and confuse me. Yeah, they the
did
same
I
person.
make up a Justin? Does that kid even exist, or did I make that child up?
No, there's a Justin. But here's the
Okay.
deal. Damn it. I typed in King Combs. There's a picture of King Combs. Then I type Christian Combs, hit enter. It's the same. It's the same damn picture.
Oh, okay.
The page didn't move. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
All right. Well, there you
Okay.
go. That's been
All right.
solved.
So this is Christian. Let's go to Justin. Who the hell is Justin? Justin
Yeah.
Cone. Okay. He's a little, he looks like his mama, whoever his mama is, because he
Which
doesn't look
one?
like Diddy at all. This is Justin. Justin Dior Cone.
Ju- Dior? That's what we did? Okay,
Justin
so
Dior.
Justin
His mom is Misa. His mom,
Misa, the
that's
Misa
Misa.
lady.
That's Misa's
Okay.
little boy. That's Misa's boy.
Okay, that's Misa.
Yeah, that's Misa's boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, if we go back when him and Misa were together, Misa Hilton,
He
he's
was
like
fucking a
30.
lot of them at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
though.
yeah,
Kim
yeah.
Porter, you know, so he's got the two girls by Kim, right? The two twin
I
girls,
know, like a million years later, they went and
right?
had the Delilah and Demelia, Delia, the
Chance
Destiny.
and something like that. Because weren't they together when she died? Oh no,
No,
no, he was with Cassie
they
when
were
she
not
passed away.
together. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it, got it.
He was trying to do his best Nick Cannon out there though. I tell you
Yeah,
that.
he was, but all of them fine though. He ain't, you know, had sometimes you have the fat ugly baby mama that you wasn't really doing nothing with
I,
yet.
I
Like,
don't I don't know about that. I don't know how I have that. No.
yeah.
All
So
right. So that was April with the boy and the yacht and that those allegations came the King Combs. Okay. So now right after that, that's when Combs Diddy's legal team goes like on the offensive and they file motions to dismiss some key elements of the lawsuits. So they're
okay,
trying to minimize some of the thing. And they were trying to say that some of the claims, like those relating to like revenge porn and human trafficking, were not
okay,
illegal back when he did them. So in 1991, if not saying I did them, but just saying if I did do some revenge porn, and if I did human trafficking, let's just say if that back in 1991, if they allegedly occurred at that time, that wasn't illegal back then. So how you trying to bring this? When you talk about old stuff, why you bringing up old stuff after the
right,
fact when it
right,
wasn't even illegal then? So you're
right,
missing
right,
with that.
right,
So
right.
that was the legal teams, the high-powered $1 million legal team's defense, saying that. So that was specifically responding to the Dickerson ladies' lawsuit that involved footage of the alleged rape that it had gotten circulated around. So I
Yeah,
think that was like the
yeah.
revenge porn part
Okay,
of it.
so help me out here. Trafficking and prostitution, right? Because so if I would like to fly a young lady from state to state, you know, perhaps Illinois to Texas, and said young lady, no, I bought the flight. I'm paying for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm feeding her. And
How young is this lady?
no, she's of age. Like we're dating,
Okay.
same
Okay.
age. Like yeah, like
I'm
ain't
asking,
nothing.
I'm getting the facts. I'm
Okay,
just
fair
establishing the
enough.
baseline.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
So I, pay for the ticket for this young lady. She comes and I pay for everything, and we have sex a lot, a few times, a few times. Is that considered like trafficking or prostitution? Break this definition down for me, because everybody's over 25, everybody's old and consenting and not being held against their own will or anything. But I'm understanding that if I fly somebody over state lines in hopes of having sex with them or of ultimately having sex with this person, I'm trafficking.
No, you are not trafficking, and I'm going
Make
to
it
tell
make
you
sense for me,
why.
baby. Make
I
it make
did.
sense.
I'm going to say why you were not trafficking, um, even though traffic was involved. You was not trafficking because the purpose is for. I think when you said consent, that's the main thing. It is for sexual exploitation. Now that's the big one. It is a form of modern slavery because the victims are forced into sexual acts non-consensually. That is the biggest thing.
Okay,
Consent, consent, consent.
got it. Fair enough. I get it. So check this out. So say for instance, I Okay, in Diddy's case. Now, and I'm not condoning this. I'm just trying to look at this in a diplomatic
No,
way,
no, I get it. I get
where
it.
I'm not.
Absolutely.
Fuck Diddy. He did all of that shit. He needs to go to jail for life.
Yeah, it does.
That's him. But I'm looking at it diplomatically here.
Yes.
If he's accused of trafficking, right, which means he's transporting people from state to state or whatever, aren't are these people being held with a gun to their
Maybe.
head to come to Diddy's house? Aren't
Maybe.
they aware of what they're going to be doing because they've done this constantly, plenty of times? I'm just saying, take out the fact that he's threatened them and said, "Hey, I got you on tape doing this." Woo, woo, woo. Take that element out of it, right? And just bring up the fact that, hey, you're coming from. I'm flying you from Detroit or from Florida, and we're all meeting up in LA in my mansion, and we're gonna do whatever. We've done this before. You know this happens or whatever. Like,
Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. So, like, you're assuming that everyone is of sound mind and body, and everyone is of their wits. I mean, a lot of times they are drugged, so you aren't making sound decisions. You are not
but
moving
are
out
they
of your
listen?
own
Are they
freedom.
being forced to take these drugs, or are they willingly taking these drugs? That's the question here. If Diddy's sitting
Well,
there forcing these people,
the force is what makes it the trafficking. The non-consent
okay,
is
got it.
what makes it trafficking. The against their will, and in some way, if you just not like, yay, let's go! I'm excited to hop on a whole bunch of people's penises. I mean, if that's
Right,
not what you're saying,
right,
and that's not your demeanor,
right.
uh, it's trafficking. Like if you say somebody's got you against your will, you don't want to go here. This is not what you're trying to do. And yeah, you're being forced, you're being held against your will, all that good stuff.
Right,
So
right.
so yeah, so a lot of stuff goes into that, whether they are being tied up physically, whether they are being drugged and there's some mind
Got it.
altering substance going on. What
Got it.
there's
Got it.
plenty of different ways to do against someone's will.
Got it. Because I put this on Facebook earlier because I'm like, I need to know the difference between, trafficking and prostitution because I'm a little confused. Boosie said something, and I know we don't never quote Boosie on saying anything smart, but he made sense earlier today. He was like, rappers fly chicks from state to state all the time. Celebrities, they're doing this all the time. What's the problem
It's
here?
not a free trip.
But you broke it down. No,
Yeah.
nothing is free. Nothing's ever free.
Well, no, I'm saying even if it is a free trip, trafficking is not because you gave somebody a free trip and now we do trafficking or I paid for somebody to come. It's not, there needs to be some more deviant behavior
Right,
past I bought a ticket and they came and we had sex.
right,
That does not, that
right,
trafficking does not make.
right. Gotcha.
All right. So let's continue with our timeline here.
Okay.
Now we're in May.
Where am
In
I?
May, here go Diddy's legal team again with the same type of arguments. Some chick in Detroit was like, did he rape me with two other people in the studio back in 2003? And Diddy's lawyers said, you filed it too late. Statute of limitations ran up. That was back in
Maybe he
2003.
did rape you.
You
Maybe
bringing
he
up
did rape you.
maybe.
Should have
But
took
what
your
you
ass to
see
court and
what
said
happened
something.
was you waited too long.
Should have said something.
So come on now, court. We can't be doing that because it's past the time limit. So
Yeah,
that's what
I
his
remember that.
team did in May.
Yeah,
So now here we go. This is when if this is a gun,
that's when
just
that
think
shit got shot.
some smoke is coming out of it. This
Mm-hmm.
is the smoking gun. It
Mm-hmm.
was May 17th. And that was when the tape surfaced. When not just the tape surfaced,
Mm.
CNN, motherfucking N, got the video
Yeah,
of Diddy in a robe
yeah.
in the hotel hallway, brutally beaten down Cassie. Cassie wouldn't even fight back. I mean, like beaten down, stomping, molly whopping. And
So
that's when it went everywhere. Everywhere saw it.
right.
But keep in mind, also came from a legitimate news organization. We ain't talking about the Inquirer
Yeah.
putting this out.
CNN. Yeah.
Yeah, although we
Yeah.
will always
Ah,
give the Inquirer credit for being the first one to break that John Edwards story with his when he was running for president.
Oh
There
yeah, he
was
was
admissions.
cheating on his wife who had
Yeah,
cancer and all of
yeah, we
that.
gave
Yeah,
him legitimacy there. We gave
yeah,
the National Enquirer. But anyway, this was CNN, and
yeah.
it was over. And this is when he now does an about face, has this video apology, and says, "My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I
I was
take full responsibility for my actions in the video." And he posted that on his Insta page.
yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that real quick because I
Okay.
was talking about this on my show earlier. Now, I don't know how it got out. It was a story that was put out, reported. I don't know who reported it, that Cassie hit Diddy with a phone when he was coming out of the shower. They were fighting or something to that effect. I could be wrong, but I did hear this in the past week or two where Cassie hit him with a phone and she ran out of the room. And that's when you see her running and he came out with the towel or something to that effect. But it came out earlier, uh, just earlier this afternoon, that that was not right. And it says that he wanted to get his clothes back, but that's not what happened. She tried to escape a room with the defendant and a commercial sex worker. She fled without her shoes. Immediately after the assault, the defendant sent these messages. The defendant is Diddy. Call me. The cops are here. I got 6 kids, yo. Please call. I am surrounded. You're going to abandon me all alone. Says the defendant, Diddy, knew he had done something that could elicit police response. So, like I said, it was put out initially that she had hit him with a
And
cell
what?
phone, and he was retaliating. That was the
Okay.
initial story. So yeah,
And
this came out earlier. Of course, but this
And I'm
this
gonna
is
say, and I'm gonna say, don't use you the dummy that went and did it out in public in the hallway to be on camera.
yeah,
You the dummy that let's just say she baited him. Smart
right,
girl. Because
right.
there was no proof before that. She didn't have anything before that. So let's just say she baited him.
Mm-hmm.
You fell for the banana in the tailpipe. She got
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. And so yeah, so that happened. That incident was included in the not the lawsuit, but the charges that were filed
Mhm.
against him Tuesday, last
Mhm.
Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yesterday,
God.
Monday, whenever it happened. Hell, uh, that was
Recently.
included. That was included in the charges that they filed against him. So not only did he have to give up a whole lot of money, he
Mhm.
killed his reputation, and then he's
Oh
still
yeah.
going to get charged for it. Still going to get charged. Going to go
Yeah.
down for it.
So let's
So
talk about this reputation. And it really started to go down right after that video because
oh, yes.
people can accuse you of some things. I mean, on a very much smaller non-human trafficking scale, I have been lied on. I've been accused of some things that were absolutely not true. But so there's that. This happens. This comes with the territory of being a celebrity. However, that video. Ah,
Yeah.
and that's when Howard University was like, "Zoink,
Give
give
me
me
that
that damn
honorary doctorate. Give me that doctorate.
I want that back." He had to return the keys to New York City back to the mayor. He's like, "Zoink, give me
Yeah.
that back."
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, that's when Suge Knight started talking about him from jail.
Suge
Come
is
on
like,
now.
Diddy has to be an FBI informant. And I saw something on the gram earlier today that was kind of interesting, but I'm sure he's in jail. This guy was saying that why isn't there a mugshot? Why did we not see him being taken into custody? Is there a mugshot? Did you see a mugshot?
I did not.
You notice how when a favorite celebrity or somebody goes to jail, instantly their mugshot is released. So I was like, hmm. So that made me just think about
Hmm.
Suge and saying he was an FBI informant. Then the guy alluded to him being in protective custody as opposed to being arrested. I don't know. It was just
Oh,
something to think about. Again, where is
he
the
was arrested.
mugshot? Can we Google the mugshot? Like, can we?
Maybe.
Let me go on Google
That's
right
supposed to be
now.
public. I think that's public record.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna write in Google right here, Sean Combs mug shot. And let's see what pops up here. The only thing I see is a sketch of him in court. I don't see a
Hmm.
mugshot. We saw Trump's mugshot as soon as he was arrested.
We did. We did.
uh, you can go on the county
Oh,
website
Justin
or
Timberlake's mugshot, and all he did
thank you.
he
Thank
was
you. So you can
driving.
go on any website, public law, the law government website or where
Usually, yeah,
inmate.
that's public. You're supposed to be able to see that from what I know. I mean, is it
He's in
are
jail. I'm
are
sure he's
people
in
not
jail.
going out looking after it? I mean, looking for it? Are people just like, I don't
If
know.
I type in Justin Timberlake mugshot, it's gonna pop up. So if I'm typing in Sean Combs, let me put Diddy. Let me put Diddy
But doesn't it
mugshot.
have to be released first? Like, doesn't somebody have to petition, like a media outlet petition to release it
No,
to get it?
no, no,
And then it
no.
goes everywhere because they got it and they put it out.
He's
Well,
been
the
in
well,
jail
the
almost.
police just don't like put it out. They don't just be like, and on Monday, September 16th, these are all the people who we arrested, and here are their photos.
No,
How does it work
no.
though?
As high profile as he is in the state of New York City, I mean, in the state of New York, in New York
New York
City, New
City,
York, New
yeah.
York. Come on. Come on. When it's a serial killer or somebody that tried to kill the president or something to that effect, that mugshot is up. So somebody like this, I'm just saying, that's just a question to ask. We can keep going though. We can keep going.
I'm curious what where we go from here because there were people saying Diddy has compromising footage of
Yes.
everyone who's ever attended his freak off parties, his house parties, his sex parties, his
I wouldn't necessarily
all
come
of that.
down on the people who has attended his parties because remember, you and I were in radio at a time when there was
Mhm.
like the All-Star break or
Yeah, we
Grammys
was
or a
at all
big
of that.
award
Yeah.
show. Puffy's party was the one to go to. You would always hear about
Mhm.
Puffy's parties. It wasn't until like I got like deep in radio to where I heard like, yo, his parties go down. Then I've heard some stories from a few like program directors who went to a few of Diddy's parties or whatever. But I didn't hear of like this shit. I heard it
Yeah.
was like crazy sex parties. You got your cocaine room, you got your weed
Yeah.
room, you got your sex room, you got all of this,
But what I'm
but
saying is they're acting like this is the movie Sliver and that Diddy had a whole camera system set up around the joint and that he was recording
maybe he
people
did.
and keeping a file system
Maybe he did.
of of everyone on the property.
Maybe he did. Maybe
Maybe he
this is
did.
why he's being protected. Who knows? It may be some Epstein shit on this one.
Oh, yeah.
For real.
I wouldn't be shocked. When if that comes out, let me show you what this face will not be doing. No,
Yeah.
not Diddy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that this is what will not be happening over here.
Yeah. The one of the people who worked at the correctional center or wherever he's at, it was on
Mhm.
TMZ that Diddy may be in danger while he's in there because it's not like it's a
He's
club
definitely
fed
been.
where
Yeah.
he's like in there with the thugs,
Yeah,
you know.
he would be one that they would say, "We have to put them in, like, solitary protective custody because everybody can just come after you and just" yeah, just for whatever, just to
No,
say, "I
I
got
think
Diddy."
they want him in the slums because his lawyer was talking about the fact that I saw it here on TMZ. His lawyer was saying that he would be in inhumane conditions. And when I heard that, I'm like, that's kind of what he gets. Like, you think people care about him being in inhumane conditions? No,
Yeah, yeah.
no. So, yeah.
Well, what just happened earlier this month with, Dawn Richard?
So Don from Danity Kane
Yep,
sued him for sexual assault and says she witnessed a lot of the stuff that he did with Cassie.
that's the 10th
Um,
lawsuit, 10.
then there was this guy in Michigan who says that Diddy sexually assaulted him back in 1997. Diddy apparently didn't even get the paperwork or was not summoned or served with the lawsuit. And a judge just hit a judgment for $100 million to Diddy.
Mhm.
Luckily for Diddy, earlier today, the judge threw that judgment out and said that, okay, we'll give you a fair not a trial, but we'll do right by this. Turns out though that the guy filing a lawsuit, statute of limitations is over,
Yeah.
and he didn't file the correct type of paperwork in Michigan. So that $100 million that he thought he doesn't really have. I know this motherfucker was probably planning trips,
Mhm.
cars.
Mhm.
That money was spent. Half of that
Oh,
money
hell
was
yeah.
spent.
He in trouble now. He's now he's in for real debt.
Yeah.
Now he's in real trouble.
So it's like now what happens? What goes? And it's something we didn't bring up. And I need to bring this to the forefront here. All this damn baby oil that was confiscated in Diddy's home. Did you hear about that? They confiscated over 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Now I don't know if it was Johnson's baby oil, but this is what popped in my head as soon as I saw this. And I
No.
know people used to use the baby oil gel. Now I don't know if that would dry up as soon as you would, when you would use it or whatever. But why he had 1,000 plus bottles of baby oil, I don't know. I guess you had to lube it up, or it wasn't no dry humping going on in this situation.
We are sorry,
They,
public service announcement. We are not using baby oil as sex lube.
hey,
Public
if that
service announcement. That is not what we are not using a petroleum based. It will
now,
break down the condom. Let's have a conversation here.
yes, it
I
will.
can say,
But I don't think they're using that for normal
what are we using?
heterosexual
Oh,
intercourse.
I
I
see what
think
you're
that's
saying.
that's stuff they doing like with other stuff they're doing it with.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just don't think that that's used for normal intercourse.
What's
That's
not
all I'm saying.
normal? Example. I
I don't know, man. But all I know is that this is horrible. All right, and here's why I say this is horrible. Um, my birthday is November 4th, 1979. Diddy's birthday is November 4th, 1969. I grew up listening
yeah,
and adoring bad boy music, the artist, the culture, the fashion, everything that Diddy did to hip hop as it relates to all the positive with the
yeah.
music and the fashion and just the style of bad boy, Biggie, and
The
you know,
hustle culture that
oh
like
my
you
God,
can hustle at your ass off and make it.
the
You
clothing
can
line,
control
the
your
the
future.
the TV network, like the
Yeah,
whole
that's
everything.
right.
I
The
was
TV network.
totally inspired by Diddy and just his work
Yeah.
ethic and the things that he had contributed to the culture. This shit, this whole, I don't know, the lifestyle, the whole actions, the disrespecting women, disrespecting people, that's something that I'm totally disappointed. I can say that I'm totally disappointed to hear this. I would hear different stories about Diddy in the industry, and you'd always hear everything about everybody, so you don't know what to
Mhm.
believe or what not to believe. But I just think this is horrible for the culture. This
Mhm.
is
Oh, it
one of
is
our, oh my God, this is just, and it makes us as a people look bad because
so bad. I mean,
just,
R. Kelly did too. It did, and then they keep coming
yeah,
up.
man.
These people that were, the upper echelon, and they had achieved success, and
Mhm.
um, no, and to some degree, um, I mean, while it is a news story and it should not be swept under the rug. It should absolutely be reported on. To some degree, just seems like they hop on a little bit more
Mhm.
to these stories than, you know,
Yeah.
counterpart stories.
Well, I look at it like this: don't make yourself, you know, easily a target. Don't be doing this crazy, stupid shit, and then you won't be, highlighted. That's just that, you
So
know.
here's the question that keeps coming up over and over again. I do not have a very unique question. This is not out of the mind of me. Um, can you separate the man, the person, the actions from any talent, any good thing that they put out into the universe that has helped others, inspired others, contributed to positivity, a movement, any of that stuff. Talking about music, talking about, in Diddy's case, it would be music and business ventures and showing that you can be, be a businessman and you can be a mogul. We talked about this with Bill Cosby, and I don't care what you say. The Cosby Show changed the lives of so many young little black boys and girls.
You are goddamn right. And so Bill Cosby would be the only person that I would kind of put this to the side, and I'm gonna tell you why. You are, and that's what I was gonna get to. I'm like, Diddy, you're a horrible person. Whatever's coming to you should come to you all the way. R. Kelly, same thing.
Oof.
Because
Oof.
you knew what you were doing. Like, I can't separate
It's
that.
horrible.
Although I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna listen to some R. Kelly. I'm going to listen to some R. Kelly, and I'm not thinking about what. So when you
So
say this, I'm
can
thinking
you separate it? Can you separate with the
Diddy,
whole
yes,
Kanye
because
thing?
Diddy's horrible. Diddy's just a horrible human being. So with Diddy, yeah, I can throw everything that he was a part of and created and was a part of and not listen to or support ever again and be good.
Well, is that because
Um,
you weren't that big of a fan
I
of the
was, but I'm just
sound?
so this. It's like, man, you
Okay.
seeing your childhood hero grow up, and they caught him doing some shit that you just can't get down with. That's just not cool at all.
I don't know.
Bill
R. Kelly
Cosby,
just
look, Bill Cosby is something different. Now I may catch flack behind this, and I'll probably say this again once he passes away. Like you said, man, I grew up on the Cosby Show and watching a different world, and that made me want to go to college. I was gonna go to Wilberforce, watching the Cosby Show, watching a different world and envisioning myself being on a campus with like mostly black folks and me being on the radio at a black college, and that opened up the reality
yeah.
of that, being a possibility. So
We saw Black Success, doctor, lawyer. I mean, even before that, what he did with Fat Albert, even before that, seeing him
right, that was
as a
educational. Yeah,
black actor in
yeah,
starring alongside Robert Culp,
right.
just
I
like
Spy. Yeah.
yeah, just
Mhm.
on mainstream prime time white folk TV, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Like
yeah.
like Dave Chappelle said, Bill Cosby was responsible for the technical equipment when Martin Luther King did the I Have a Dream speech. Like, he was a part of planning that. He was financially responsible for some of that. So, Bill Cosby is on a totally different
Okay.
plateau, and we'll talk about Bill once the proper time comes around. But
Okay.
with Diddy, I think he's just done so much to so many people over the years where it got evil and demonic and sinister and just bad. With Bill, I'm one of those people who thinks that Bill, back in the day, they were doing those, what do you call them? Pills. It was a routine
Quaaludes.
thing.
They were doing Quaaludes.
It was a routine thing. And that's
Yeah.
what it was. He's an old cat, and that was a routine thing. Did he
Yeah.
know he was doing this after a while? Yeah. Um, and Bill, that's considered rape, my boy. These days. Back then it wasn't. These days it is. Do I think those many people he assaulted and raped and dealt with those many people? Nah, it just got fashionable after a certain time
Oh yeah,
to
you have to 80 some people or something. I was like,
come on,
dang.
come on, come on, come on.
It's like that's a lot of people.
Now 40 of them, okay, but 80, nah, nah.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
So yeah, we'll get to Bill whenever. But yeah, as it relates to separating the man from the art,
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
listen to some R. Kelly. I still listen to R. Kelly. Diddy, it is what it is with fam. Yeah, it is what it is.
I feel bad for when the person is at their height
Yeah,
and they have access to um other people that are on the up and up.
right,
Meaning he was on the Oprah Winfrey show and he and
right,
Oprah are friends and now they're training to run a marathon. And then, he gets to meet the Obamas, and like, like people who are on the up and up, they find themselves, having these photo ops or inviting them to the White House or doing these things and having these interactions with
Yeah.
them. That
A lot.
now looking back, it's like, damn, now
The
does
same
it
with
take
Trump.
them?
The same with Trump. Everybody that took all
Yeah.
these pictures with Trump back in the day, I
Yeah,
saw a picture
man.
of with Trump with Jesse Jackson and Al. Everybody that was black back in the day sitting there with Trump. So,
Yeah.
like blackity
Yeah.
black.
Yeah.
So want you to search us where you listen to all podcasts. Again, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. What are the other ones?
Pocket
Do they really
casts
matter?
and some more.
Yeah, all of that. Thank y'all for checking us out. We're here every Wednesday, usually at 10:30 Central. We decided to come on a little early because we didn't have anything else going. So we figured we
Felt
just,
good too.
yeah, it felt real good. So thank you for checking us out. I'm Trey the Chocolate Jock.
I'm Alex Dupree.
Y'all have a great week. Deuces.